Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype online. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming. Naqshbndi Tariqat and Indian subcontinent. Naqshbndi Tariqat and Indian subcontinent. Muhammad Khwaja Amkan Ki Raziyallah Ta'ala Anhu, the 23rd Sheikh of the Golden Chain of the Naqshbndi Tariqat, told his Khalifa Hazrat Baqi Billah, I am sending you to a distant land. I am sending you to a distant land whose very texture is soaked in spirituality. It is the land of sanctified. It is the land sanctified, nourished and nurtured by such forces from times immemorial, a land which is ready to explore any path, the land whose very being is not only ready but has the capability to infuse life even in the dead heart. I am sending you to India. Muhammad Khwaja Amkan Ki Raziyallah Ta'ala Anhu told this to his Khalifa, Hazrat Baqi Billah. I am sending you to a distant land whose very texture is soaked in spirituality. It is the land sanctified, nourished and nurtured by such forces from times immemorial. A land which is ready to explore any path, any tariqat. A land whose very being is not only ready but has the capability to infuse life force. Alan White, even in a dead heart. I am sending you to India. Naqshbndi Tariqat evolved in the Middle East region. As the Noor was spreading, other regions were also prepared. Islamic influence was spreading in the subcontinent. It was for the preparation of the advent of the new millennium. It was for the preparation of the advent of new millennium that Hazrat Sheikh Muhammad Al-Baqi Billah was sent to India. This was the beginning of the tariqat in the Indian subcontinent. The land was ready, soaked in rich spiritual tradition. Just a spark was necessary to set the flame ablaze. Hazrat Khwaja Muhammad Al-Baqi, Hazrat Khwaja Muhammad Al-Baqi Billah, he went to India in the first instance on a personal business. There he was attracted to an attraction from God's attraction. Hazrat Baqi is the first Naqshbandi Sheikh to settle in India in preparation for the second millennium. Hazrat Payghambar sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that after 1,000 years there will be born another Ahmad. And that will be the beginning of the second millennium. And he was in fact referring to Hazrat Khwaja Mujaddadi Alif Sani Raziyallahu Ta'ala. Sheikh Ahmad Farooqi Mujaddadi Alif Sani Raziyallahu Ta'ala. From him, through him, the word Mujaddadi was added on to the already existing Tariqat, Naqshbndi Tariqat. Hazrat Baqi was the first Naqshbandi Sheikh to settle in India in preparation for the second millennium, or the advent of Naqshbandi Sheikh Ahmad Farooqi Al-Mujaddadi Alif Sani Raziyallahu Ta'ala. Someone has said, Allah agar tawfiq na de तो इंसान के बस का काम नहीं. फैज़ान मोहब्बत आम है, इरफान मोहब्बत आम नहीं. अल्लाह अगर तौफीक न दे, अल्लाह अगर तौफीक न दे, इंसान के बस का काम नहीं. अल्लाह अगर तौफीक न दे, इंसान के बस का काम नहीं. फैज़ान मोहब्बत आम है, फैज़ान मोहब्बत आम है, इरफान मोहब्बत आम नहीं. अल्लाह अगर तौफीक न दे, if God does not make you capable, remember it is not in the hands of the finiteness of man. Nothing is possible without infusing the capability, the force comes from an invisible source. You are simply the instrument. Ordinary love is common, but the love that leads to beyond duality, that connects you to the eternal, that is not common. Hazrat Baqi Raziyallahu Ta'ala was born in 972 Hijri in the city of Kabul, in the land of Azam, which was a colony of the Sultan of India. His father was the judge Abu as-Salam. He went to India in the first instance on the personal business. There he was attracted to an attraction from God's attraction. He left his worldly life behind and sought a spiritual awakening from the master of the century, Hazrat Muhammad Amkanki Raziyallahu Ta'ala. He kept the company with the masters and saints until he himself became an ocean of intellect and saint of spirituality. His shrine is in Old Delhi behind the Paharganj railway station in the cemetery. He travelled continuously until he reached to the city of Samarkand in search of the master. There he associated himself to the master of the time, Muhammad Khwaja Amkanki. He received from him the way of the Naqshbndi order. In the very short time he received what most seekers require a lifetime to receive. He was elevated also through the spiritual care of Ubaidullah Erar, the master who has already left for Alam-e-Ghaib. Ubaidullah Erar is the 21st Sheikh of the Naqshbndi Tariqat. In a very short time, he received what most seekers take a lifetime to receive. He was elevated also through the spiritual care of Ubaidullah Erar. His honor became known everywhere. His Sheikh Muhammad Khwaja Amkanki authorized him to take followers and train them in the conduct of the order in the Tariqat. He ordered him to go back to India. He predicted, you are going to have a follower who will be like sun. This prediction came true. It was for Imam Rabbani, Ahmad al-Faruqi, Mujaddadi Alif Sani Raziyallahu Ta'ala. Imam Rabbani Ahmad al-Faruqi, Mujaddadi Alif Sani Raziyallahu Ta'ala. His shrine is in Sarhind, outskirts of the city of Chandigarh, opposite the Sikh Gurdwara, where 4 sons of Guru Gobind Singhs were cremated alive into the wall. Baqi Billah was the first Naqshbandi master to come to India. Later, he settled in Kabul. For 1 year he stayed there, and thereafter he settled in Delhi. His shrine is in the old Delhi behind Paharganj railway station, inside the Mohammedan cemetery. Inside everyone, when you go to the Mohammedan cemetery, anyone can direct you to the shrine. Lucky are those who can pay the visit to the shrine, and those who cannot reach there. For such aspirants, meditation considering the picture as shrine will work. This is my trust. This work is the link between you and the master, the Sheikh Baqi Billah. Only you have to be available. His Sheikh Muhammad Khwaja Amkanki Raziyallahu Ta'ala did not make any changes in the technique or tariqat. However, he instructed Baqi Billah to bring even the ordinary ones into the fold. He said, make this spiritual awareness available to the people who are still not on the path, the ordinary, the common. Bring all of them into the fold. Once Baqi Billah visited a master who told him, it is good that you have brought so many into the fold. Nearly half of these are incapable on their own. Transform these people. Bring the light divine or Noor into their heart, so it can begin to shine with the light absolute. This is what the master does. He shares his light. He brings it, and kindles up your heart. Transform these people, bring the light divine or Noor into their hearts so that it begins to shine with the light absolute and can kindle up the dark being. Sheikh Amkanki asked him not to look at the inner capabilities of this individual. We look at the capacity of the individual seeker, but he was told not to look at the capacity of the individual seeker. This way, if you are looking at the inner individual capacity, you will not find the seekers. You have to prepare them through the various stages. Just as when you go to the university, you go through the various stages. You come to a master, you are full of questions after questions, and then slowly and slowly, as you remain within the commune of the master, a stage comes when there is no more question. Master is not answering your questions, instead he is answering, is responding to the questioning mind. Why does the question arises in you? And what can be done that the question do not arise, that you become the answer? You are the question and you are the answer. You are question when there is turmoil, there is disturbance. You are the answer when there is inner silence, there is solitude within you. This Amkanki said, if you are looking at the inner capability of the aspirant, you will never find any seeker. Had Baqi-Billah not brought such relaxations in the tariqat, a vast majority, a vast cross-section would have remained deprived of this inner treasure. Amkanki said, I am sending you to a distant land whose very texture is soaked in spirituality. It is the land sanctified, nourished and nurtured by such forces from times immemorial. A land which is ready to explore and explode any path, any tariqat. The land whose very being is not only ready, but has the capacity to infuse life force even in the dead heart. I am sending you to India. India has been the university of meditation and beacon light, not only now but from times immemorial. It is called the land of Buddhas. He moved back to India and stayed finally in the city of Delhi, which he filled with faith and knowledge and secrets and light. Through him the Naqshbndi Tariqat was spread with great swiftness throughout the Indian subcontinent, and millions of people were connected to him through his various khalifas. All nations in the subcontinent were attracted to his knowledge, his energy field, or tawajjuh, and to the prophetic characteristics that were the very quality of him. It became known throughout the Indian subcontinent that anyone coming to him and looking in his eyes or sitting in his company, in his proximity, doing zikr, would enter a state of self-effacement and intoxication through which he would reach a state of annihilation. And this can happen even in a single sitting, single communion. By this miraculous force, he attracted millions of people until the Naqshbndi Tariqat was on the tongue of everyone. He passed his secret order to his successor, the Sheikh of this order, Sheikh Ahmad Faruqi, Mujaddadi Alif Thani Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu. Thus the name Mujaddadi was added to the Naqshbandi Tariqat that was already known as Naqshbandiya. Later on, another name was added to the Shajara of Naqshbandi order, and Tariqat came to be known as Naqshbandiya, Mujaddadiya wa Majhariya. We'll continue in the next session. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.